David Bowie, to stop being recognised, would always carry a Greek newspaper. So that if anyone saw him, so he'd get on the tube with a Greek newspaper, so that if anyone saw him, they'd be like, oh no, it can't be, because he's...
Oh, that's amazing.
Virgin Radio.
Nina from Cardiff. Hello, Chris. Can you ask Alex about his love for Justin Timberlake and seeing him recently in concert?
I've been to see Justin Timberlake over the years. This last couple of weeks ago I went, and it was like my 9th time I've been to see him. I love him. And we were on this front row of this bar, me and my wife, and I knew he'd be doing some songs on the stage nearby. I didn't think he was going to walk around by the bar, and he walked around. And obviously, I'd say it's a time in my life where I've realised that having different hands paid off the most, because mine definitely stood out. So as he's gone round, he's seen mine.
I'd say your hands paid off the most at the Channel 4 audition, but that's just me.
And that. And he shook my hand, and he looked at me, and I genuinely... I think I said, I love you so much.
Oh, good for you. Great.
You meet your heroes, you can act cool, or you can just...
ask them to marry you.
I lost my mind. I did this giggle. My wife was actually filming it at the time because she was filming him being that close. And then he comes round, so she got it on camera.
Brilliant.
And I did this laugh, which I've never done before. And I don't know if I'll ever do again. But it was just sheer giddiness. One of the great moments of my life.
Tell us about your love for Justin Timberlake. So when did it start? How come?
Do you know what?
Why
I
do
think
you
it
hate
was.
Britney Spears?
Whoa, let's not find that out. I've got no issues. You, with your disabled calendar. Don't stop deflecting onto me.
Projection. Which he's renowned for.
No, do you know what? I've just always loved the music. I've always gone to the gigs. He's really good live.
You can't take it away from him.
Yeah, I just absolutely love it. It's so funny going there and everyone kind of saying to me, "Oh, you've been dragged along to this, then, have you?" Like other men there, and I'm like, no. Like, I get really offended by it. Like, no, I haven't actually. Yeah.
All right, Josh Howard from Southampton. Hello, Howard. Good morning. Please say hi to Josh Widdicombe on air from me. He supported the Stop the Shadows campaign earlier this year. I staged at Hard Rock Cafe, and he was incredible.
That was a fun night. That was, here's a bill for you. Neil Morrissey, me, Mel Gidroy, The Kooks.
Wow.
2 of the In-Betweeners. There was something for everyone. There was something for everyone.
The In-Betweeners, I thought the In-Betweeners couldn't get more generic as a title, but 2 of the In-Betweeners. That's what they should have called it.
It was James Buckley.
Well, we were going to call them the In-Betweeners, but 2 of the
Joe
In-Betweeners.
Thomas, just for the record.
Adam says, anyhow, Chris, I love the Last Leg Boys. What a wheeze listening to these marvellous guys. Adam Hills is so funny.
Oh,
well, there you go.
Who was that sent in by Adam?
No, by Val. Lav backwards if you want to get one.
Adam watched me meet a hero on Sunday, and I didn't play it cool at all either.
What happened? Tell us the story.
So we were at the 100. We got invited separately to the 100. You know the 100, the cricket?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, and then we were in the box, and you found out, I'd say this is the most exciting person I've ever met, Mick Jagger.
Oh, it doesn't really get any bigger than Mick
Doesn't
Jagger.
really get any bigger. Possibly Paul McCartney is the only way.
Yeah,
you could go
I'd
from
say
that.
they're the same.
Yeah, I'd say they're the same. I said that to Mick and he disagreed. No, but I couldn't sit down. The moment he came into the box, Mick Jagger, my heart was thumping.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't... Hilsey was just watching me going, this is pathetic.
It was hilarious. Josh had no idea what to do with himself. He didn't know where to look. And you shamelessly used your daughter to get a photo with
I did. I was like, could you take a photo of my 6-year-old daughter who has no idea why you want to know who you are?
Yeah.
She's been singing Gimme Shelter all morning.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because Jagger, you feel ill at ease when you're in his company because he's Mick Jagger, not because of anything he does. And then if he deigns to talk to you, you feel more ill at ease. It doesn't get any better. It actually gets worse.
But you know what? I've met some super famous people who feel a bit kind of closed off because understandably their life is so separate from you, if you know what I mean. But he was In the 45 seconds I spoke to him, he was a laugh.
No, he's
And
cool.
in fact, Josh turned away from the photo, looked at me and went, I made him laugh.
I said to him, Mick, when I was 7, I came and watched you on a family trip at Wembley, and it was the night England lost to West Germany in the 1990 World Cup semi-final, and he had the politeness to pretend he remembered.
That's so nice.
I've got a huge respect for him.
You know that about that exchange between Jagger and David Bowie.
No.
So David Bowie, obviously David Bowie, because there's Paul McCartney, there's Mick Jagger, and then there's David Bowie.
Yeah.
And so Bowie says, and they've known each other for ages, and Bowie says to Mick about his wrinkles. He says how the wrinkles, around his eyes, and he said to Jagger replied to Bowie, he said, they're not wrinkles, they're laughter lines. And Bowie said, "There's nothing that's that funny." It's online. It's very.
David Bowie, to stop being recognised, would always carry a Greek newspaper, so that if anyone saw him, so he'd get on the tube with a Greek newspaper, so that if anyone saw him, they'd be like, "Oh no, it can't be because he's."
Oh, that's amazing.
Why would he get on the tube in the first?
Because he wanted to, because it's quicker sometimes.
Right.
So and he lived in New York, didn't he? So he'd get on the subway or whatever because it's just quicker. And he was like, if I carry a Greek newspaper, no one comes up to me.
Bowie stories. Good. I got a Bowie story. So
Go on.
Bono said to me how crazy life can be. And we were talking about how crazy life can be. And I said, how is it for you? Because you're Bono. I said, it still gets crazy. I said, craziest moment ever being Bono. Craziest moment ever, Chris, being Bono. David Bowie phones me up to ask me for advice on how to regain his mojo when it comes to writing songs, because he'd run out of songwriting juice. And he said, I couldn't believe David Bowie was phoning me up, because you're speaking about New York there.
Yeah.
The reason, Bono told me, that David Bowie moved to New York was a result of this phone call, because Bono said, David, where are you living? It was a rhetorical question, he knew. He said, well, I'm living in Switzerland. He said, well, there's your answer. And he literally sold his house that day and moved to New York so he could write about life again, which is probably always on the tube carrying the great Greek newspaper.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't think Bono went that far. Get on a tube, get on the subway, carry a Greek newspaper, try other newspapers. I don't know.
Don't do Spanish. People might think you could speak Spanish. They won't believe
Yes,
it.
none of that.
Virgin Radio.